A question for you. What if what you're doing right now is like practice ground or training camp for what you're meant to be doing? Whether it's what you're doing in your home life, what you're doing with your work life, whatever that is, what if it's just practice ground for what you're meant to be doing? I remember a time, this is years ago, and my husband had the opportunity to speak on stage in front of a lot of people. And he said the words, "I didn't know what I didn't know." And it was so profound. And yet at the same time, it was just so cool to watch and witness and be part of that. Because what he didn't know then was training ground for what he's doing today. And I bet you the same is true for you. It's understanding, what are you good at? What do you like to do? What are the things that make you come alive? What is it you're doing right now, especially if it's for your job, for your income in some way, shape, or form? Especially for that. Could it be training ground for what you're meant to be doing? Something to give some thought to, because what I shared with you, what my husband spoke that day, I didn't know what I didn't know. That's the value of venturing out, of reaching just beyond your reach. It's the value of going into unknown territory and understanding things about yourself. That'll happen through experience. Through experiences, even like as an example, the transformation series that we have coming up next week. That's something new. That's unknown territory, but it helps awaken you to something that you didn't already know. So it's really that opportunity to elevate your thinking and to understand, well, what is it that I'm doing right now? Because perhaps it is training ground for what you're meant to be doing, especially if it's something that you're good at. Because what you're good at, the more you continue to fine-tune it, understand it, and look at it from an outside perspective, at just a different lens, it can always be expanded. A person's capacity, it's going to go to the level of their thinking, period. And if somebody wants to, impact a lot of people in this world, then their capacity has to be larger. Their thinking has to be larger. And that's why I shared that story about my husband, because it's so valuable, even for him to recognize, he's like, I didn't know what I didn't know. Isn't that so true for all of us? If we're in a state of being where we're learning, where we're open to learning, every single day we should learn something that we didn't know yesterday. And we too will say the same thing. I didn't know what I didn't know. And it's as simple. I want to just wrap up with how simple it is. I remember a woman talking about nutrition, and she didn't know the value of protein. She didn't know why the human body needs protein and why we need to consume it. That's normal. That's normal for people to not know that kind of knowledge. It's very normal. And if somebody doesn't know, then why would they make an effort to consume it, even though it's good for you? It's the same with your thoughts, with your thinking, with your understanding. If there's things you don't know, then how would you know what to apply and what not to apply, even if it's good for you?